I don't know what the fuck's going on at this point. It's just like we're repeating history.
What's up, bitch?
Hello, everybody. This is me, Billy Carter, all by myself. Not really, because I have a dog right here. I'm all by myself right now. But welcome to literally the worst political podcast of all time. My co-host Jocelyn Freeman isn't here because she's a mutated freak fish for Matthew Tkachuk. Okay, and the owners of the Boston Bruins. But that's besides the point. We're gonna be recapping the Super Tuesday. Nikki Haley dropping out and everything. Why I'm not watching the State of the Union and everything. And we'll have a special guest give his Cenk Uygur rant sooner rather than later. But let's just get on with it and get Super Tuesday over with. So as you can see, Trump fucking won. Like literally won. He fucking clean sweep all but 2 delegates. He didn't clean sweep Washington, the swamp. At all. Nor fucking in Vermont. Okay. Clean sweep in Maine. Clean sweep in fucking. Did he get Boston? He got fucking Boston. Holy fucking shit. Virginia. Yeah, North and South Kakalaka. Tennessee, which Alabama, which fucking hell. Oh, Mizzou. Arkansas. Oh, Minnesota. Michigan, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Texas, Alaska, Colorado, Utah, Idaho, Nevada, and surprisingly California, which that actually shocked me personally. Oh, and another thing for the Republican Party. Speaking of Colorado, Trump's back on the ballot Trump is back on the ballot for the presidential election the elections in Colorado, because the Supreme Court ruled that it is illegal to basically remove a candidate from a federal election, which I kind of agree to that, but I'm surprised that it was a unanimous decision. Legit. Fucking unanimous decision. Holy fucking shit. our justice system has finally agreed upon something. That's the first time. But anyways, so we got multiple candidates that dropped. We got multiple candidates dropped out. Oh, we got fucking. We got Jason Palmer dropping out. We got the Young Turk, or this is bullshit. Cenk Uygur dropping out because the funniest thing, Cenk Uygur was trying to run for president, even though he can't because he's not a U.S. born citizen, like not naturally born. And another thing, oh shit, man, and Nikki Haley is out, finally out. Oh, smoking on that fucking Haley pack. Fucking douchebag McGee. So my thoughts, good fucking riddance. What did you see? This is why I said that this is the worst political podcast of all time. And you'll see why, because I've been left by myself because one of my friends are basically leaving me out to dry. Well, one of them because she's a Boston Bruins fan. I want to talk about one thing. I want to talk about the USF. I'm facing off a guy named Alan Nadeau. Oh, and I want to show off his posts a little bit. Like, look at this post. Look at this. This is actually a damn decent post. Here's the problem. I'm facing him. Alan threw like a Hail Mary because his other meme was not working. I just threw a fucking nuke if it could load. This. And look at that. That is fucking chef kiss. But all this primary is gonna be saying, oh, we're gonna have a rematch. At least we don't have a pandemic coming because I don't hear anything coming out of like multiple areas. I wouldn't be surprised if a fucking police brutality comes out of nowhere and just people said like, oh fuck this shit, like fuck it, burn the whole city to the ground, like 2020. For the safest and secure election. Look at what I use with air quotes. Volunteerism reigns supreme. Oh yeah, the Vols won the SEC championship. But like I said this last week, I'll say this again, like, I'm not surprised that this matchup is happening. At all. Now, do we know who's going to win? Not really, no. Because the fucking Democrats could pull some like bullshit out of their ass. That's and everything. Which matchup? Trump and Biden, DJ. Like, if I would say who has more momentum coming into this election, I gotta say Trump. Like, Trump has been. Like, Trump just obliterated all his opponents. Mike Pence dropped out before the primary starts. Tim Scott dropped out. Chris Christie dropped out to get a bagel. Cool. Vic Ramaswamy. He decided, I'm gonna go try and get a VP role. Oh, Ron DeSantis realized that his heels were too big for him. Nikki Haley. Smoking on that Nikki pack. Yeah, sorry if I'm showing my political bias. I just do not like Nikki Haley. Could Trump beat Kennedy? Well, here's the thing. DJ. I think yes, easily, because Kennedy is running on a third party. And I feel like that's going to hurt Biden more than it's going to hurt Trump in like certain states. And who do you think is going to win the Canadian elections? Well, there's a couple elections that I want to cover because I find that interesting. That, and I'm trying to kill time for my fucking guest to appear, but he has like his laptop is being buggy. So let's cover fucking let's cover Russia. Because on March the 17th, on March the 15th through the 17th, the Russian people are going to go out and vote for one candidate and three other people that nobody cares about. Because, like, at this point, Russia is a dictatorship. It's a fucking dictatorship, and it's disheartening. I mean, like, seriously. I just don't know at this point. Like, what the fuck to do? Like, at least a couple of, like the Union right. What kind of dictatorship? More like, let's just say this. Putin wants to become his daddy from Georgia. And not the kind of Georgia I'm talking about, the other one. But the candidates are Vladislav. Oh, I'm not even gonna say it. So we got the New Party, the Liberal Democratic Party, which is basically a right-wing party, the Communist Party, which that should be banned. But a lot of people were rejected. A lot of good people were rejected by this. And it's fucking disheartening. Because they don't give a fuck about this shit. Fucking disheartening. But hey, there's good news. Like some of the liberal Russian parties are basically like trying to unite into like a little coalition together because like they know this shit. Sorry, that was our special guest. Oh, he arrived. Ladies and
Took a bit.
we have New England queso.
Fuck you.
God,
You Knoxvillian prick.
You're banned.
well, we cover the fucking Republican primaries, which he fucking clean sweep that shit.
Except for Vermont.
Except for Vermont and the swamp.
Yeah.
I'll just be blunt. We could all agree that DC is a fucking literal hellhole for like corruption and shit.
It's DC. What the fuck did you expect?
What the fuck do I expect? Do you think I'm fucking like? Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. But we all know who's gonna win this fucking bullshit of an election.
Well,
in Russia.
In Russia. Well, that's obvious. Unfortunately, it is obvious.
It's obvious until he has like a stroke and pees on himself, just like his daddy from Georgia.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm
listen. I'm all for shit talking Putin, but you never talk shit about the Papa Joseph Stalin, comrade. That is the one figure you do not talk about.
He was a fucking maniac who fucking killed even more Ukrainians. And he was so fucking paranoid, boy, that nobody was gonna step up and challenge him. Unless you challenge Chairman Pooh Bear.
Probably.
Look, all that I'm gonna say about Chairman Winnie the Pooh is he's fat. And if your chances of invading Taiwan, that was a long time ago, back when you were still a youngling. Because you're too corrupt, and you look like a mutated freak fish because China is nothing
now
more...
you're being racist.
Sorry about that. I'm just literally getting heated. All right. The next election is the Canadian election.
You would think because of where I'm from that I would be keeping track of that, but I haven't.
No, but but if you've seen the second episode, our second episode where we had the John Oliver moment, instead of covering the death penalty, we covered the fucking Hamas versus Israel conflict.
Well, yeah, because, kind of happened around the same time?
Yes. And I had a guy named Cooper. He's like a wooden He's like a Wisman, like Jewish guy, from Toronto.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, he doesn't like hockey that much. He likes the Blue Jays though.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, but all I'm just gonna say is the only problem is that Trudeau has any hold of is Quebec.
Hmm.
And Cooper's a Leaf fan, yeah, but he thinks hockey's overrated, which
It's not entirely wrong, but
yeah. I mean, it's personally hockey's underrated out of the big four sports, especially basketball. Like, I just don't like basketball that much.
Fair enough. But this isn't sports. This is fucking bullshit.
This is fucking Rule 4. If this was sports, I would just be yelling at Mike Tyson, saying, "Why did you take this fight?"
Fair enough.
Trudeau's fucked. Let's just be honest.
Believe it or not, he still has a lot of support, and it's not just from like some of the younger, more conservative side, but it's also from the older generation too. Trudeau still has that support, and that's what separates him from the rest. Like, he still has the support of of a good amount of the public. Whether that translates to all the numbers come election time, that's to be seen. But right now, I don't know. Like,
yeah, same thing here. Like, I said this for like the U.S. election. Like, do I know a winner? Probably not, because like 4 years ago, I expected it to be Trump until we just closed the polls. We're gonna go home, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like 40 billion Biden votes came out of nowhere in one day.
Don't.
Look, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna try to,
don't. It's not. No, it's not factual. Evidence has backed this up. It's a hell in a handbasket.
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm 100% certain.
I'm
every single finding determined the rigging claims to be illegitimate. Every single one.
You do realize Biden's a very weak candidate, right?
Right, but here's a question you gotta ask yourself. If Biden was actually, plus you gotta remember, Biden was what, 79 when that election happened? 78, 79?
I think in like late 70s, but still.
He was not 80, I can tell you that. He was just under 80. But again, is Joe Biden really capable of rigging something?
No, I'm not referring to Joe Biden. I'm referring to like the DNC.
You can't blame a whole party for that. And look at, I'm not defending the DNC either. I don't have any political affiliation. I don't. And I will fucking fight that on to the day I die. I do not have a political affiliation whatsoever. But what I am saying is you cannot just blame an entire party for how an election turned out. That's not how that works. That's never how that worked.
I mean, well,
was there truth? Was there some truth to them screwing over Bernie Sanders in 2016? Yeah, there's some truth to that because there was actual
truth for that because
there was evidence.
Because of the fucking email scandal and shit.
Like, there was evidence of the shit going down in fucking against Bernie, and that's been known. But I don't think there was any rigging or anything going on. Because look at, like, how the hell is Joe Biden even capable of rigging an election, knowing him? How the hell, I don't even think he can coordinate a rigging, let alone how he fucking wipes his own ass.
I feel like it's just more like certain people, not like affiliated to Biden. That's what I think, but that's besides the point. We're just getting off topic.
Was there really ever a straightforward fucking motion? When talking
No,
politics, there is none.
this is the purple podcast eater, bitch. It's
Exactly.
my mutated freak fish of a co-host decided to watch a Boston Bruins game instead of this shit.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
Listen,
nothing's wrong
but
with that.
listen, I think I know why you invited me. You can correct me if I'm wrong when I give a reason as to why you invited me, but this is my reasoning for it. You saw a couple days ago, I have put out a story on my Instagram thing.
Oh yes, I
Yep.
did. And you know what my reaction is?
What?
Got the stop sign!
I'm just gonna solo you. Go on, say it. Say it with a smile on your face.
I'll say it. I'll say it with a straight face and be serious. Robert F. Kennedy. In November, I'm voting for Robert F. Kennedy. There's no other way about it. That's my choice. Listen, I am what they call a centrist. Some people might call it a moderate. If it's a moderate, then a moderate I fucking am. But legally, it is known as a centrist. No political affiliation, no political lean, straight down the middle. Basically independent, but not even an independent. I agree with values from both sides, but I also disagree with values from both sides. If I feel that there is a competent candidate, if there's a competent candidate, then sure, I will vote for that candidate on either side. But I'm pretty fucking open-minded when it comes to certain issues. There are ways to handle immigration other than a fucking wall. There are ways to handle the economy other than going for chocolate chip ice cream all the goddamn time. There are fucking ways to, manage a goddamn pandemic, without claiming it's fake. And there are ways to hold democracy without claiming it was rigged. And without trying to overthrow results in a state. And without telling your supporters to march on the Capitol. Listen, there's the right way to do politics, and there's the wrong way. And the wrong way, it's been Trump since that election in 2020. Because you look at everything, the accusations of coerced and basically rigged elections, the Capitol insurrection, the FBI documentations, all the goddamn trials he has going on him right now. Mm-hmm. And then there's the criticisms of Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, Dark Brandon, chocolate chip ice cream, sniffing kids' hair, blah blah blah. Like, it was his fault for gas prices. It was his fault the economy's gone to shit. Well, I want you guys to think. Listen, and I want everyone to think about this for a second, okay?
Well,
don't
forget about Afghanistan. Don't forget about Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah, that Ukraine, whole shit of Israel. I'm not going to get into, but I am going to say this. I mean, this may be the hottest take this show has seen to date. I think that in order to have a functioning U.S. government, there needs to be a complete and total government reset. Everybody that's in, get them out. Congress, Senate, presidency, cabinets, everything. Start anew.
I mean, during the Punic Wars, like Rome had like a dictatorship, but it was more or less like temporary. That's what I agree with.
Right. I say, okay, if you're gonna reset everything, get a temporary leader. Then come the November, you have three set candidates. It would be a free candidate, free party election. That's to be the best thing you can do possible. Because you have Democrats being represented, Republicans being represented, and independents being represented. You get all three in. You let the people decide what they want.
Mm-hmm.
No Biden, no Trump, no DeSantis, none of it. None of it. You have one person from each party going at it like that, and you have them all do a free party national debate, like what they do for the actual debates with the Democrat nominee and the Republican nominee.
Mm. Yeah.
So I think that in order to really do it, I think the government needs to be reset entirely. The federal government needs a goddamn overhaul, needs to be reset. Everybody needs to be new. No more Trumpist this, no more Bidenist that, no more DeSantis this. Nothing.
Mm.
If they have affiliations or ties to Trump, Biden, or DeSantis, get them all out. Because we need to start. Because look, we need to start anew.
I would just
listen. Since 2016, after the 2016 election, everything went to shit. You notice that the last time politics was really peaceful in the United States, and you cannot say I'm wrong on this. The last time a presidency went pretty much uneventful in terms of controversy or overly toxic environments from either side was during the presidency of Barack Obama's second term. Think about it. Before then, like after that point, it's been constant divide between both parties. The divide between the parties basically went from about like something like this, and it fucking widened. It basically became a dilated vagina come birth. You got tensions between the two sides, fucking so palpable you can fucking cut it with a pocket knife. This country is heading for a direction that if it does not fix itself or is not fixed, is going to explode. We saw this once before 150 fucking years ago, 160 years ago. Is this fucking country really going to drive itself into a brick wall and letting shit happen again, letting history repeat itself? Because let's say theoretically, right? What if Biden wins the 2024 election fair and square with nothing? You know what happens? Trump loses his fucking gasket and he leads those civil protests, and it becomes riots. It becomes violence against not only the local police, not against state police, but it would also be members of the state's national guards. It would be violence against the military. And you know what that leads? Civil war. Do you really want to see a distinct reenactment, pretty much, of that? But this time, not between pro-slavery and anti-slavery, but two fucking political parties that cannot seem to get out of each other's asses.
Well, here's the thing, can I just add in? Like, I feel like both parties, like both ends of the party, they really fear like if their candidate lose, then that's just civil war. Which honestly, that is kind of like bullshit, in my opinion, because you have like, if Biden wins, you have like these state militias and Trump and like Donald Trump fans, and it's going up against the fucking literal military industrial complex.
Exactly.
But if Trump wins, Then you have a bunch of like fucking Antifa members first and fucking like BLM.
No, but it's like, there's some quotes from either late May or early June from when this whole George Floyd stuff was happening back in 2020, when that whole thing was going out of control, and rightfully so.
Right.
The quoting of threatening Americans to stop the protesting and all this reformist bullshit, or else he would send in the military. That alone showed Trump he was dangerous, but not in a good way. That showed he was ready to deploy American citizens serving this country to combat and possibly target American civilians. The fucking fact. Okay, I understand. Protests are one thing. Rioters, I don't support. Listen. Rioters, yeah, they're not really there to help spread the cause. They're just there to just fucking spread chaos and say, hey, fuck it. We're here. Protesters are there for actual change. But it wasn't just the rioters that Trump was targeting in that. He was also targeting peaceful protesters that were at these rallies. Peaceful protesters that were pissed off at a policing system, at a justice system that has been plagued by racism, that has been plagued by sexism, homophobia, transphobia, everything. This is a country so deeply rooted in shit that all it takes is one gust of wind and the whole house of cards fucking tumbles over. And look at, I'm not from here, but I'm scared to where the fuck this country goes. And when a fucking foreigner says you're scared of where the country's going, that's not a good thing. It's not a fucking good thing. That's probably the worst thing. Because look at, America thrives on foreigners coming to this country and living the American dream, right? Manifesting their own destiny. They work, they pay their taxes, they have a family, they have kids, and those kids are raised and born in the United States, and they go on to continue their manifest destiny. This is theirs, right?
Like, I agree with that. I agree with that statement, but here's the thing. Like, back in the day, whenever we allow, like these immigrants to come in, we have, like, periods of where it's, like, cut off, and we let them to assimilate in our culture back in the day. But now we're just like, hey, the border's open. You can just waltz right in and everything. Like, that's what I don't agree with. And I don't think a wall is going to help because of the logistical challenges. I just think it's better border security and everything. And also back to the point where, like, Trump deployed, like, military into, like, the cities of the rioters. Fucking Lyndon B. Johnson did that shit in, like, Detroit. Deployed, like, the 101st Airborne.
Well, because you saw how bad that was. That was in response to Vietnam. That was in response to how poorly the Vietnam effort was being handled.
Well, then again,
you cannot say the same thing in comparison to the riots, the protests of the George Floyd incident, of the Black Lives Matter movement. You can't. Logistically, you can't. Because these are two different civilizations. No, not civilizations. These are two different controversial topics. One was about the unjust and unfair usage of American troops in a foreign war. The other one was dealt with a racist and prejudiced American justice system. You see how those two things kind of contrast. Because American, it's like if we go back, even if we're really gonna use the Lyndon B. Johnson thing, let's go back 1970. We know what happened at Kent State. Let's talk about Kent State, the Kent State massacre. members of the fucking Ohio National Guard, and there was a division of the Army there. I cannot remember for the life of me which one it was. Opening fire on fucking students that were no threat, and any weapon that was being used, fucking rocks, fucking palm size or smaller rocks that could do no damage against fucking military personnel that are wearing fucking heavy duty camo gear, some with bulletproof fucking vests, and a good amount of them having riot shields. What more do you fucking ask for in that regard? That was a fucking chaotic situation that should have never fucking happened, and the American government got rightfully fucking sued for it, and the American government lost because of that.
Well, here's the thing, like that. In my opinion, the fucking Ohio National Guard got fucking like legit trigger happy with that shit. In my fair opinion.
That's fair. That's a fair opinion.
In other news, Sweden officially joined NATO.
Yeah, and honestly, look at for Russia. That's the last thing that they couldn't that they should have had happen to them.
Well, here's
and I'm not saying I'm not saying of Russia, but let me say this: that Baltic port that they had in Kaliningrad, that whole naval base they have in the Baltic Sea.
Yeah, that the Baltic Sea has
basically completely fucking rendered useless. Because now NATO owns the entire thing, with the exception of Kaliningrad, in that little bit up there by St. Petersburg. Other than that, completely fucking useless.
Yeah, the fucking Baltic Sea has turned into the NATO Sea.
Literally. And plus, even the access to the Atlantic via the North Sea and through the Danish Strait in the English Channel, guess what? That's NATO. That's NATO fucking. That is NATO fucking water.
The Black Sea, on the other hand, is a different story. But
and remember, and let's think about this too. 202. No, I'm sorry. Like it's about 200 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
That is how long Sweden was neutral for. No, all right, I'm sorry. 209. That's the number.
Yeah, because that is
that is the amount of years Sweden was neutral. The last war they were involved in was the Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah.
209 years of neutrality broken because of the war in Ukraine. Because of the resurgence of Russian aggression.
Yeah, because Putin decided to have a boner about the Soviet Union.
Right.
And look at this. Like, let's just say this. Look at Armenia. They're turning away from Russia. So, like, they just decided to suspend the CFTO initiative for now.
Yeah, but did you know there's actually another organization, that deals with this, but I think it's purely economic.
BRICS?
No. This is one that's basically involving Russia, China, and other Eurasian countries.
Is this the Shanghai Defense?
It's actually called the Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, the SCO. That's it.
I don't... it's 50-50 with that.
But again, that's mainly militaristic. That's not That's no economy. That's not militaristic.
Yeah, it's militaristic. But then again, China would put China's goal is to be like the most powerful nation in the world.
And listen, I'm not gonna say China's not doing a bad job on it, because they got a lot of influence. They make a lot of our goods. They do. And seriously, think about it. If you really and truly think about it, they've been doing a good job in some aspects over others.
And this is why I have this ticker on.
Yeah, exactly. But think about it. Like, I'm not saying China's a good guy in all this. I'm not saying they're a bad guy in all this. I'm neutral side. I'm saying, though, China is good at getting influence to places where they need to get influence. They have the resources to do it. But China doesn't have it, but China has blemishes on their fucking shit too. Taiwan, South China Sea,
The Uyghur genocide.
the Uyghur Muslims, Tibet.
Multiple border skirmishes with nations.
Yeah, that's led to miniature wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Territorial disputes.
Fucking
Intruding on disputed territories to build fucking military bases on. South China Sea.
a fucking 9-dash line.
Exactly.
No, that shit. I'm more or less on like China bad because of a certain YouTube channel called China Uncensored.
Oh, I've seen China Uncensored.
Yeah. Yeah, and everything. Also, look at the ticker.
I know, I saw it. I saw the ticker earlier when you
Yeah,
first put it up.
That is basically what I did to Alan. Like I feel like the world is turning more to the right and everything. Look at Javier Molina, which that man is fucking crazy. See, in Argentina. Look how Brazil did with Bolsonaro.
Okay, you don't get to talk about that one. I
Well,
think I can. I can because my mom is Brazilian.
I know, but still,
My
like,
mom sided with Bolsonaro.
I know.
Bolsonaro happens to be, guess what? A fascist. Listen, it was either the fascist or it was the socialist. Pick your poison. That was that election when Bolsonaro got elected. And you know what happened when fucking
They had their own version of January 6th, but instead of invading the Capitol, they just decided to invade 8 empty buildings.
That, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go. But I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if you ever saw the video of it, but did you see what Bolsonaro did after he did it win re-election?
No, negative.
The same thing as January 6th.
Well, that's what I was referring to. And everything.
Yeah, the same fucking thing.
I know, but still. Like, it's just more or less like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a yearly things or just basically like something wrong. Like anti-establishment candidates are joining the right more than the left, but that's besides. I feel like it's more the latter than the former. Yeah. But that's besides the point. We gotta wrap this show because we got a game of Cards Against Humanity to play. Illogical, do you want to promote your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so I might as well. I got nothing else better to do. So, right now I'm just taking a little break from YouTube because I've been dealing with some school shit and all that, just trying to.
And you don't want to get burned out.
Exactly. It's always good to take a break every now and again, just to make sure.
Yeah.
And plus, with none of what happening, but I do plan on streaming tomorrow, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, for the NHL trade deadline, and I plan on staying on for a few hours, covering whatever trades there have been, what trades go on in real time, and what trades come in after the 3 p.m. deadline. Might stay for about an hour after to make sure that I cover all grounds, and whatever comes in afterwards, well, that'll be dealt with at another time.
And we got a couple of trades from the Nashville Predators. Yakov Turin is going to the Colorado Avalanche, and with Grant Swardarb, I'm probably butchering that.
I did not hear that, but that's okay.
In exchange for Jeremy Hazel and a 2025 third-round pick.
And you got Anthony Beauvillier for
a fifth-round pick in this year's draft. That's the NHL better have a good fucking art department for the Spear.
Well, they might. We'll see.
I hope so. I just hope it isn't like the fucking logos on the spear, just like circling around.
I don't know.
Make sure to subscribe to Illogical's Canadian satellite YouTube channels, aka Red55478 and the Red Rubber Duck when YouTube channel. He's doing March Madness.
And I was with Doug last night recording the thing for America East.
I gotta record the thing for SEC.
Wait, are you doing that tonight, or when are you doing that?
Whenever the SEC season ends, like the SEC.
Well,
regular
Doug's doing
season.
a preview for it, I'm guessing. So try and get in contact with him.
Alrighty, I'll contact Daddy Duck. Fucking Carson, you're late. You're late. You know what that means?
You're banned. Get out!